The June 26, 2017 meeting of the Public Safety Committee will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Elkoffer? Here. Ms. Boyce? Here. Mrs. Conley is excused. Mr. Delahanty? Here. Ms. Harris is excused. Chairman Michike?
Here.
Mr. Morelli? Here. Mr. Shepard is excused. Mr. Terp? Here. President Daniele?
Here. Is there anyone signed up for public forum?
There is not.
Is there anyone present who is not signed up to speak who would like to address this committee at this time?
Please come forward. You'll have 2 minutes to address the committee.
Please state your name also, please.
Good evening. Thank you for allowing me to speak tonight. My name is Chief James Van Brederode. I'm from the Town of Gates Police Department. I am speaking on behalf of my police department and my community of 29,000 residents. I am here tonight to ask for additional resources be provided to the Monroe County Medical Examiner's Office so we can improve the turnaround time on the toxicology reports for the very many people who are passing away in our communities at very young ages. I believe to be most of this is the opiate problem that has gripped our nation. We are not immune from that. June 18th, I had 2 dead bodies in my town, all within hours, young people. And presently, if a body comes in, it's my understanding it takes 5 to 6 months to get that toxicology report back to the family, which I don't think is reasonable, and also to law enforcement. If there is any criminal charges, it kind of delays our prosecution. So what are some of the solutions? Some things that I thought of, if we hired some people maybe from the U of R, if we reached out to the president over there, some technicians, and again, this is mostly the forensic lab area, the chemist, per diem, come in on weekends or nights. Perhaps we can reach out to our state partners, the New York State Crime Lab, see if they're available for some sort of intermunicipal agreement. We checked with the federal side. There's a nice lab in Quantico. Also, I saw the governor had $200 million for the opiate war. Is any of that available to help with these autopsies? I have all the highest respect for the Monroe County Medical Examiner's Office. They're doing a phenomenal job for what they have. Nothing but kudos for them. But I see the bodies that are coming out of my town, and I'm just one community, and I understand how overwhelmed they are by the volume of calls that are coming in. And I think we owe it to the community, we owe it to the survivors, and also to law enforcement. So that's my request, and thank you very much.
Thank you for your comment.
There is one other person here that would like to speak.
Please state your name.
In September, my grandson, 21 years old, died of heroin fentanyl overdose. And it took 6 months to get the toxicology report, which forces you to relive the whole thing all over again. And also diminishes hope that they would find the person who gave him this or sold it to him. After 6 months, they're long gone. I think something should be done, and the toxicology report should be sooner. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak? Thank you. Next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes. You have the May 22nd, 2017 minutes before you. They will stand approved unless the clerk is notified of any changes by the end of the day. Next item on the agenda is new business. Madam Clerk.
Referral 17-0184, amend Resolution 76.
Moved by Legislator Boyce and second by President Daniele. Is there any? Go ahead, Legislator Morelli.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through you to the administration, am I correct in that this was the this contract was approved back in February. Is that correct?
Through the chair, yes, this was approved in February of this year. However, during the contract negotiation process, we realized that there was a discrepancy with the numbers in the RFP versus what was submitted to the legislature. So we are now asking to amend the resolution to include the additional monies that were contemplated with the original RFP.
Mr. Chairman, to the administration, has the company started the work yet, or has that been delayed as well?
Through the chair, no, the company has not started the work yet.
Okay, thank you.
Legislator Boyce?
Thank you. Yes, through the chair, if you could tell me, what was the nature of the increase on the contract?
Through the chair, the nature of the increase was basically, to give a background, this contract is for fleet maintenance for both the Monroe County Sheriff's Office and the Department of Environmental Services. And we are both obtaining services from this company. However, the type of services are different. The total increase was $37,476. It'll be broken down as follows. There was $23,054 missing from the Monroe County Sheriff's Office previous approval, which accounts for 3 years of a service agreement, and $14,422 for the Department of Environmental Services contract.
Okay, thank you.
Is there any other discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 17-0185, authorizing intermunicipal.
Moved by President Daniele, second by Legislator Elkoffer. Is there any discussion? Legislator Morelli.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through you to the administration, is this the only school we have an agreement with for a school resource officer?
Through the chair, yes, this is.
Thank you very much.
Legislator Boyce?
Yes, through the chair, could you give us any data with regards to the effectiveness of having the resource officer in the school this year? 4 years now, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Through the chair, we don't particularly keep metrics on the effectiveness of the resource officer. However, I do know that BOCES has requested this service this is the 4th year in a row. The school does view this as being a asset. The resource officer provides safety in the school. They also provide education with respect to the law, safety, crime prevention, violence prevention, traffic laws, and crime prevention techniques. So not only does BOCES view this as an asset to their school district, but the Monroe County Sheriff's Office has been able and willing to provide a school resource officer for the past 4 years.
Thank you.
Is there any other discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 17-0186.
Moved by Legislator Elkoffer, second by Legislator Turp. Is there any discussion? Legislator Morelli.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through you to the administration, does the Sheriff's Office have a formal policy as to when body cameras are used and how they go about being reviewed in different instances?
Through the chairman, yes, we do have a policy in effect. It lays out the circumstances when the cameras should be turned on, and then we also have an approval and review process in place.
And through you, Mr. Chairman, is that something that that the Sheriff's Department or the Sheriff himself reviewed with different union organizations representing the sheriffs themselves?
Through the chairman, yes.
And through you, Mr. Chairman, is it possible that we could get a copy of that policy sent to our office to every legislator before before our next meeting?
Through the chairman, yes, we can take care of that.
Thank you. Through you, Mr. Chairman, how many body cameras does the Sheriff's Department Road Patrol have right now?
Through the chairman, we currently have 16 cameras being deployed, and this referral is a request for an additional 20.
Through you, Mr. Chairman, am I correct to assume that these body cameras cost about $1,250 each? Is that correct?
The hardware costs, through the chairman, the hardware costs are a little bit cheaper, but this price reflects all the necessary expenses in order to deploy those cameras.
And through you, Mr. Chairman, does that include then service to these cameras in case of any issues and ongoing software updates and whatnot?
Through the chairman, yes, it does.
Thank you. Through you, Mr. Chairman, who is it that we buy these body cameras from?
Through the chairman, the current vendor is Axon.
And through you, Mr. Chairman, that is a current county vendor, is that correct?
Through the chairman, yes, that's correct.
Thank you very much.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 17-0187.
Moved by legislator Terp, second by legislator Delahanty. Is there any discussion? Legislator Boyce.
Yes, through the chair, how was the price of $9.25 per device arrived upon? That,
Mr. Chairman, the price for this contract was derived approximately 2 to 3 years ago related to another contract. Basically, Monroe County consulted with bond counsel to derive a monthly amount based on the cost of the radio infrastructure amortized over its useful life of 20 years and divided that across the maximum radio capacity. That amount calculated down to $9.25 per radio per month.
yes, and to a follow-up question through the chair, how much did we pay per radio? Let's see, we're buying approximately, it says approximately 400.
Mr. Chairman, Monroe County will not be purchasing these radios. RGRTA
Oh,
will make that purchase.
but do we know the cost that RGRTA is paying?
Mr. Chairman, we don't know exactly which radios RGRTA is purchasing, so we can't comment on that.
Okay, thank you.
Legislator Morelli.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through you to the administration, is this the first time that that these services have been between the county and RGRTA?
Through the chair, Deputy Public Safety Director Tim Kohlmeyer. This is the first arrangement with RGRTA, but it is based on the agreement with Monroe Ambulance.
Thank you. And through you, Mr. Chairman, do we know what the bus system was using prior to this agreement?
Through the chair, they're on their own system today, a VHF system.
Thank you. Through you, Mr. Chairman, how much revenue is projected for this contract time period?
Mr. Chairman, under the terms of this referral, perhaps up to just in excess of $44,000 per year.
Thank you. And through you, Mr. Chairman, what fund center will that revenue be deposited to?
Mr. Chairman, I can't recite the fund center off the top of my head. It's 2406-0100. It's Public Safety Communications, Mr. Chairman.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Through you, Mr. Chairman, this is more of a sort of a broader question, but why is it that, not that we don't like receiving more money into our accounts, but why is it that the RGRTA has decided to work with Monroe County versus doing it on their own? Is there some sort of benefit to them and to us, and sort of the overall to how this enhances public transportation?
Through the chair, the radio system that Monroe County has built out is quite extensive and comprehensive. And they're taking advantage of the coverage and connectivity of that system.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Is there any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 17-0188.
Moved by... Moved by Legislator Delahanty, second by Legislator Boyce. Is there any discussion? Legislator Morelli.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through you to the administration, how much funding did we receive for this program in the past?
Jenny Verhagen, Public Safety. In the past, we received $3.5 million. It's a little different grant. It's more of a formula type grant now before it's competitive, but it's the same type of grant program.
Thank you. And through you, Mr. Chairman, where in the budget will this funding be appropriated?
Mr. Chairman, at this time, we are not anticipating amending the Monroe County operating budget, so there will be no budget amendment. At some future date, in the not-so-distant future, this legislature will have the opportunity to review a referral that establishes a capital fund for this project.
Thank you. And through you, Mr. Chairman, will any portion of this grant fund salaries for county employees?
Through the chairman, no.
Thank you.
Is there any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 17-0189.
Moved by Legislator Boyce, second by President Daniele. Is there discussion? Legislator Morelli.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through you to the administration, who exactly are the regional partners in this referral?
Through the chair, Genesee County Fire Bureau and the City of Rochester Fire Department.
Thank you. And through you, Mr. Chairman, the term "enhance the ability" does this mean that this is this is training? Is that correct?
No, in this case, this is a equipment enhancement. It's a build out of already existing resources to make for redundancy or additional capability.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Are there any other matters to come before this committee? Seeing none, there being no other matters, the June 26, 2017 meeting of the Public Safety Committee stands adjourned. The next meeting of the Public Safety Committee will be held on Monday, July 24th, 2017 at 5:30 p.m.